Nice. Hey, what's up, guys? Coming at you today from Chilliwack, BC. It's a nice town that does a lot of agriculture. And right now, we're on the south end of the city, near the Vetter Bridge. And we're about to cross that and check it out. It's right over there. It's a nice little community area over there to the right that I was just parked at. And they have a cool mountain bike park with jumps and loops. It's a circuit. Pretty cool. This is the Vetter Bridge, crossing the Chilliwack River. I've also heard it be called the Vetter River. Pretty nice. There's an archived picture of that bridge. I'll put it up on the screen right now. So that's pretty cool. It's been reconstructed since that archived photo has been taken. But pretty cool. So now I'm just gonna find a place to turn around up here. Nice old Impala. That was very nice. So now we're just gonna take this roundabout all the way around. Could go to Cultus Lake, which is further south of Chilliwack. It looks like a nice lake. Do a day trip there. So now we're heading back up north. We're gonna head up north through Chilliwack. So Chilliwack's a pretty cool town. The township of Chilliwack was established back in 1873. So that's like 1873, 1973, plus like 50 years. It's like 150 years old. It's Canada's, I believe, third oldest township. So it's pretty old for Canada. To the north of Chilliwack, there's the Fraser River, and to the south of Chilliwack's border to the south is the Chilliwack River. So, back in 1873, some of the first places to get populated was down here. We're down by the south part of the city, near the Chilliwack River. So this is one of the oldest parts of the city, and indigenous populations have been found to be living here since 10,000 years ago. That was through archaeological findings they were able to determine 5 to 10,000 years ago people have been living here. And because people use the river as transportation quite heavily, down here by the river, this is an old military base. Down here by the river is where one of the first places where people were getting established and setting up their homes. So that's pretty cool. Now it's pretty nice though. There's like modern houses. Chilliwack's located about 100 kilometers east of Vancouver, BC. So it's still pretty close to the coast. And the Fraser River leads straight to the ocean. I'm not sure about the Chilliwack River. I would have to check on Google Maps, but it probably also leads to the ocean because that's what oceans and rivers tend to do, which is connect. Hey buddy. Yeah, that area by the military base, that military base was closed in 1998. It used to be active. Now there's an educational park located there next to it was like a museum or military memorial thing. Also right next to this museum, and that was set up in about 2003 or so. Yeah, that whole area is known as Sardis. Whoa, nice Corvette there. Kind of nice, the cherry blossom trees are starting to bloom over here. Got these pink leaves everywhere. Yeah, there's a lot of farmland around Chilliwack. It's federally reserved agriculture land, so its only purpose is for agriculture. One cool thing about Chilliwack is that it supplies most of the milk and dairy for the whole lower mainland. So yeah, some pretty large scale operations around here. Hey, we got a buddy there. There's a lot of traffic circles in this city. I've noticed that so far. This area is in northern Chilliwack, and historically it was called Chilliwack Landing. Up there it's called Landing Road, so and I think it says like Lower Landing Road. But yeah, this is where 100 years ago the city would be supplied with essentials from steamships that would come right around here from the Fraser River. One translation of Chilliwack is as far following the stream as far as it will go, following the river. And there's the GSX-R. It's looking good. So this is Lower Landing, also one of the, just like Sardis, which we started the video with, this is another, one of the first locations where people started inhabiting this area, especially like after the 1850s gold rush. A lot of gold miners would be traveling through this area, and some of them settled, and some of them took advantage of the need for farmland to be established to feed and provide for the people of the area. So you can see these houses look pretty old. And yeah, this is one of the first inhabited areas of Chilliwack, also because it's along the northern border, which is the Fraser River. This is kind of cool. I just stumbled across some sort of fire training procedure happening right now. They're just launching water out of that fire truck and out of a nearby fire hydrant, I think. This is the Rotary International and the wastewater treatment plant. I want to see that again. That was cool. You can see the water coming up over the building. And there they are, they're blowing it against the wind. Against the wind. So cool. There's this City of Chilliwack Coliseum. Nice. There's a nice looking skate park. If I had my skateboard, I would go skate that for sure. Here's a Tesla with a wing, GT wing. Not bad. Looks kind of cool. Now look at that Mustang. It's a cool old Ford. A little bridge here with a dude chilling off the side. We're going straight. All the farms around here are probably really old because it's right just south of the Fraser River, which is the northern border of the town. So all these farmlands have probably been passed down generation through generation. Looks like it could be an old road. Just imagine if this was old dirt road with wagons traveling down it and horses. Now it's just been paved. These old mailboxes. Hit them with a baseball bat. This would be the road to do it. So nice though. I would love a house like out here. One of these houses. Got a farmland to the front of you, and you know the farmland won't go away because it's such an agriculturally heavy, agriculture is the main industry here. It smells right now like a petting zoo, which is, I like the smell of it. It smells good. Cool old truck. Old Dodge. Old tractor. There's some goats. This is so cool. It feels like I'm in the 1900s or like the late 1800s when I'm traveling next to this little river thing. It's kind of cool. There's a buddy jogging. So here is another spot where old steamboats would come and drop off supplies and pick up people and transport them to New West, to the main part of the coast, right by Vancouver. So this is a place called, what is it called? The water level is pretty low right now, but I don't think you need a lot of depth to sail those old steamboats. So this is the Fraser River to the left, and that's the northern border of the city. So you could just imagine that this was the prime location to be living if you were settling this area a long time ago. Like, look at that. Nice ranch. This is a nice road. Some people fishing down there. There's an old hot rod. There, and an old hot rod truck. That's very cool. Old Ford. So by the time it was the 1800s and the 1810s, this region next to the Fraser River was getting pretty populated and crowded. And so instead of setting up their main downtown area, main commercial trading area, instead of setting it up by the river, they set it up down this road basically. So a lot of people would live here, and then they jump on their horse or whatever they got. Maybe they would just walk, and they would come down this road to the Five Corners Market, which is just up here. It smells really good here, like the flowers on these trees and just plant life. It smells very good. Fresh air. This is like the smell that Febreze is aiming to achieve. So good. Little doggy. This is a nice Salish park. We got some Canadian soldiers there. Canadian goose. They're vicious. I'm behind my Suzuki brother. It's gonna go down Princess Ave. I'm gonna go straight. So this is like right at the Five Corners. There's a big 5 over there signifying the 5 corners. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, sure enough, there's 5 corners. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And Look at that Thunderbird Lane. Looks like a cool area to go. Oh, nice old vet. So this is a pretty cool area. Woolly Dog Alley. That's interesting. Somewhere around here there used to be an old theater called the Paramount Theater, but it's like under construction, like that thing. That might be it, actually. Old church. Yeah, there's a lot to see around here. Hey buddy. There's the Molson Coors Beverage Company headquarters. That's where a lot of beer is made. All the Molson Canadian and Coors Light. Pretty nice facility.